Welcome back to CSEC English Made Easy 2020. Alright, for the first lesson of the 2020 year, we're going to be looking at section B, and in particular, we're looking at writing emails. So, in today's lesson, we're going to look at what are emails, what is the format in which you're going to use to write your email, and additionally we're also going to look at sample in terms of tone. What kind of tone? How should your email look? That is basically it. I'm going to try and keep this a very short, to the point lesson. So let us just jump right into it. So what is an email? Now let us move on to what exactly are the elements of the email. So when we say the elements of an email, I'm basically referring to what are the parts of the email, and we're going to look for first at from. So you must have who the email is from, and who the email is from would be, in this case, the sender. And the sender could be john@yahoo.com, whatever name that you have, that is from. Then you have to. To is the person who is receiving the email, the recipient, so to speak. And it could be mary@gmail.com or maryjane@yahoo.com, whatever the question dictates. Then for some of us, if you look at the options given in your email, you're going to realize that there is a button called CC. And CC is who you want to send a copy of the email to. And so CC basically means carbon copy, and we're going to get into that later. Then we have BCC. And BCC is when you send a copy of the email to someone, but you don't want your original recipient to see who you're sending the email to, or to see that you're also sending the email to someone else. Next, we have, what's the next one? Subject. And basically, what is the email about? And it could be requesting an English class. It depends on what you want your aim, or the nature of your email will determine your subject. And finally, you have the body of your email. Now, in moving from here, we have to look at the term carbon copy, or carbon copy and CC, carbon copy, and BCC means blind carbon copy. For mailing, you use CC when you want to copy others publicly, and BCC when you want to do it privately. And so any recipients on the BCC line of an email are not visible to others on the email. And that was stated previously. So a little more details, just in case you didn't understand what I said before. Now, looking at the basic format of the email. And the format of the email is to, and you have your address. From, you have your address, or you can have the name based on the fact that we're writing for the CXC exam. Subject, removal of refrigerator, or once again I said, depending on what your email is about, your subject might vary. and then you have the body of your email. Now, it's important to note that based on who you're sending the email to and what your email is about, that will determine the tone of your email, whether you are very formal or whether you are very casual. However, whether you are being formal or casual, you have to be careful, because in saying that, you need to ensure that you're sitting an exam. And so even though the tone is casual, you cannot use abbreviated terms or slangs, because you're going to be marked for grammar and sentence structure and organization. And so at the top of this example, you see a big X for no, that's not acceptable, and a tick to say yes, this is better than what's above, because above you have the slang for please, you have send more soon, you have fragment, all of these things. And so please ensure that when you're writing, you write using your sentence structure. Finally, in this lesson, let me ensure that I am on right. When we look at what it is that we want, depending on once again the nature of the question, depending on what the situation you're presented with, you realize that here you have, and I'm looking at the body, here you have your greeting and your closing. Once again, this is dependent on your question, and you have the body of your email structured in well-constructed sentences. You have paragraphs, you have information being presented in a way that is academic in nature, an emphasis on academic, because you want to ensure that although it's an email, you have your sentences, your paragraphs, your points based on and I'm going based on the situation given, your points are there. So it's real world experience time. Now, I have before you an actual email. This is a pop-out version of Gmail. And before you it says new message. Then I have two. I can say John Brown. And then notice all the emails that you have saved will come up, and I want to CC someone and I want to BCC someone, and then so you can just add your email address here, John. I'm just going to put John, and going to put my subject real world. Then I did say, and your BCC, and you just add your email address. At the bottom you have what? Undo, redo, the type of script, the size of your text, bold, italics, underline, whether you want your text color, what you want it to be, whether you want it to be right aligned, the type of alignment, numbers, bullets, and so on and so forth. And here you have where you can attach your document, you have where you can insert a link, emoji, insert a file from Google Drives, and insert a picture. So that is it for today. Next class, we're going to be looking at looking at the types of questions that you see in this section, looking at the sample questions, looking at you doing a sample question. But if it is that you are prepared to attack a sample question, please see the description below and you will see the link to the blog where you can attempt your question, and next session you will get a sample answer. Have a great day, everyone. Great morning, great night. Whenever you see this, bye bye.